So back in early March, I had a mishap on my trike. It was not the fault of the trike or the Liberty Trike Company. It was my own inattention to what was going on and where I was. I've been riding it by March. I had been riding the trike, if not once a week, sometimes twice a week, but for 6 months. And my daughter and I were on a 12-mile training run, and we were 10 miles into it, and it was a route that we have taken 25 plus times. So we were very familiar with it, and there was a man and a woman with a dog walking toward us, and I got distracted by the dog, and I was gonna say hello to the dog, and I wasn't paying attention, and it was an older part of town where the curb dips down to where the sidewalk is to allow wheelchairs and mobility scooters and stuff to go. It was much narrower, and my right rear tire hit the curb, threw me to the left, and I hit a telephone pole. Not really good. On the other hand, the left handle and the brake handle hit the telephone pole and stopped me from going all the way down to the ground and or back out into the street. Actually, worse things considered, it could have been worse. So I was leaned over into the telephone pole, and the left pedal was on top of my left ankle, and it was bent under. My right knee rammed forward, and I think probably it either hit down there or it hit there, but it hit it on the kneecap straight on, and that hurt like heck. My daughter was right there, and the man and the woman with the dog were right there to help me, and they steadied me until I could figure out which way was up. And they helped me right the trike and right myself, and we looked at my injuries, and I was more concerned with my left ankle than my right knee. The only thing was is that this handle was just hanging. It was totally inoperable, and I was a little worried about that. But I tested the back brakes, and they were fine. We were 10 miles in to the run, and we only had 2 miles to get to home, and I was like, okay. And everybody, should we call somebody? You know, and I was, you don't have to. And so we were going home. It was mostly flat and some uphill, so the back brake would be totally fine and adequate. So we went home and went in the garage, and everybody helped me with the battery and getting up the couple of stairs into the house, and then I was actually able to look at where I had hit. The left ankle was slightly swollen, not scraped, not bruised. So the right knee, it had broken through several layers of skin, but it didn't cut through the jeans, and there was no blood. So I thought, okay, I learned something. You need to pay attention even if you are familiar with the route. I rested in my recliner chair for the rest of the afternoon. I had ice on my left ankle and rested and thought I was going to be fine. My son-in-law is really good on the computer, and before dinner time, he had found a replacement part, and we'll give that information to you
in the description.
In the description. So I rested in my chair for the afternoon with ice on my ankle, and I was smart enough to ask my son-in-law to bring in my little blue rolling walker with a seat. By that night, I had difficulty walking, and by the next morning, I couldn't put any weight on my right knee at all. No weight on my right knee lasted almost an entire week. I was really surprised at how much that hurt. I stayed home and rested, and then it was another week at home. I didn't go anywhere for 2 weeks. So it took me 2 weeks to recover and to where I felt comfortable, like going grocery shopping and that type of thing. And luckily I have another daughter that lives with me, and she was really good at taking care of me, so that was great. That was last March, and this is now August. We were back riding again on a regular basis in 1 month, we had some family matters to take care of. And I'm okay now. There's nothing wrong with my ankle or my right knee other than normal old age. older age. So to prevent this, and the reason I wanted to do this to give you information is so that you wouldn't have to go through something like this. It could have been a lot worse than it was, and I'm really grateful that it wasn't any worse. But the trike is so comfortable and it's so stable that you really feel safe. And on a not even level, any type of a incline, decline, flat surface, as long as it's level, you can, I mean, you need to watch out for traffic and children and dogs and things, but still, you can just buzz right along. The reason I'm saying this is that if you're going over a little curb or a dip where a driveway is lower than the sidewalk, if you're turning this way and the hill is this way, you have to lean over to the right. And vice versa, very easy once there's any bit of tippage on those back wheels to lose control. However, if you're aware of it, and that was one of the reasons that I was so surprised this happened, because even though this was a familiar route for my daughter and I to take, I still slow down. I don't just blam along. I slow down for the crosswalks and to check traffic, and if there's a stop sign, I follow the traffic laws. But it just took a little bit, and it hit that right rear wheel, and I just immediately went into that. So once you're aware of things like that, you learn to slow down. You learn to really pay attention. When we went to get coffee today, there was a little trail to the coffee stand, and it was through grass, and even those bumps of the clumps of grass can get you unsettled. So you can go across them, but go slow. Go really slow, and look at what the angle is, and you'll learn to handle the trike and not have to have an accident. It's really possible to go over a lot of different surfaces. There's little gravel paths of the fine, it's 5/8 crush gravel, and it's a little bit bumpy and things, but you slow down and it's fine, and you can do it. There's a park that's here in town, and there's some speed bumps. It's okay. Slow down, go over them straight. Don't go over them at an angle, because you will tip over. But am I sorry that I have the trike? No, I'm not. This has been so much fun, and I feel it has been really good for me, and I enjoy the heck out of being able to go along when my daughter is training for her second marathon. I have done 2 half marathons, 13.1 miles each, and 1 whole marathon, 26.2 miles each. So I don't think that's too bad. If you have any questions, either my daughter or I will try and get you some answers. LibertyTrike.com. Okay, these guys are great. They always have responded to any question when I was trying to order, when I was looking for parts, and when I was looking for more accessories. I kept checking you place your order, then it's in the assembly line, then it's in the shipping, and then it gets shipped. And they were so good about responding to all of that for me. So really a good company, in my opinion. I highly recommend them. I'm not affiliated or working for or sponsored with Liberty Trike, but I really think that they are a good company, and they answered all of my questions really fast, and they have a really good website with tons of information, libertytrike.com. Happy triking.